ExAnime, episode 108. Welcome. We're talking about our list.
108108, excuse you. There's no O in the number system. How dare you?
This week we're talking about Spy Family, Season 1, Part 2, My Hero Academia, Season 6, Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, and To Your Eternity, Season 2. Would you like to start off, Matt? That's Matt. I'm Justus.
No, I don't want to start out. You can start out.
Look.
Yo, Anya actually didn't fail herself. And also what's his name? What do you call himself? Daylight is the other spy that's trying to outdo our boy Twilight, Lloyd Forger. And dude, that dude's fucking dumb. Dumb as shit.
Very much so. Who fucking Assassin's Creed rolls everywhere? Like,
it's a legitimate tactic.
Maybe if you're blocking something.
You play Dark Souls?
No.
Blocking something.
Or, like, yeah, because you can technically use it as, like, a defensive or dodging, whatever.
There he goes, defending what he said wrong.
I corrected myself. Fuck you.
Okay, so I love how we got very philosophical in these episodes where they did, what was it? I don't remember what episode numbers we actually talked about. It's like 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah.
Literally, Anya and her class are tasked with, like, they're given limited resources. They have to make a craft, right?
Mm.
Everyone's making nice crafts. Anya makes, like, a really crappy-looking version of her dog. Meanwhile, the boy, Damien, is like, oh, I'm going to make this giant griffin. It's going to be super cool. My dad's going to be proud of me. He's not going to leave to get milk and cigarettes anymore. That's his dream. His dad looks like a crackhead, basically. And, like, halfway through, he stencils it all out, measures it out. I'm like, okay, this boy's way too good at what he does because it's like, it's literally looks like the stuff you would print out online, the origami paper, right?
He's shit.
Anya decides to help, messes everything up. Well, not everything, but she's pretty bad at it. She's like, here, you can make the legs.
He's no better. You've seen that ending design. He's equally shit. He's just good at drawing.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying.
2D.
Listen, he has to worry about Anya. They're all 2D, so technically isn't 3D in their world. Oh, philosophy. Anya not only made booster rockets so it can fly. He's like, well, it's a griffin. It can fly anyways. She then tried to make the feathers. None of them were even. None of them resembled feathers. And then at the end of it, they're like, here, you can take mine to go with yours. So it's like love comes in pairs. Like, this is dumb. You're dumb. Puts it out. And they're being graded by former students that are from there. Mm-hmm. It literally, they're like, oh, it resembles like war and how we're never going to like be what we used to be. I'm like, that is completely opposite of what it was supposed to be.
The griffin is so good. And the dead baby, the dead baby griffin. It's like,
I'm glad it worked out in the very end when it didn't work out at all. It's like, you can show it to your dad. I'm not showing my dad this piece of crap. It's like, I wouldn't show my dad that piece of crap either. That's not even the biggest mess up of this. These two mess ups, that's not even the biggest one. The biggest mess up is Yuri when he comes over to help teach Miss Anya, as Yor would say, class stuff. Dude's about to give up. Doesn't give up. She finally kind of learned something, but he literally calls her a dumb what? A dumb midget or whatever?
No, it was
Gremlin.
Yeah, Gremlin and Imp.
Yeah. And then gives up and leaves. Anya learned a little bit. And then Lloyd comes home like, what was he teaching her? Miss Anya learned something. It's like, this isn't even over the midterm. He was teaching her like foreign language. Not even on the midterm test at all.
It's not on hers, but it was on Becky's. Because at one point, she's like, yeah, I think I did pretty good on foreign language. And it's like, wait, don't you guys have the same classes?
Yeah, I don't get it. A little bit of a continuity issue on there. But it's like, listen, Anya is very fucking dumb. There's no way around. I mean, she's getting smarter. She didn't fail. And it's like, she got a 31. Really,
would a stupid person save the city and her dad's life?
Yes.
But not successfully. Maybe they'd try.
Listen.
She's smart.
If you're saving a city full of assholes, Does that mean they're smart or dumb?
Smart.
Let the city burn.
But there's children.
What if they're all assholes?
Can't prove it.
What do you mean it can't prove it?
Can't prove that.
In this scenario, they're all assholes. So the city can burn.
Can't prove that.
Take you to court. Fight me. Objection. Phoenix Wright. Anime reference. Boom. There is an anime of it now, so it is an anime reference. It's no longer just a game.
True. She's getting better. Someone who's definitely not getting better and needs to chill. Fucking Becky.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Becky wants...
Is that your dad?
Becky basically made like an action figure, and she had the biggest fuck you to the teacher. He's like, teacher, Mr. Henderson is like, listen, today we're making animals. And she fucking looks at him. It's like, aren't humans just animals as well? And he's like, you know what? I'll allow it today. It's like, damn, Becky got fucking...
How excellent. It's like, yeah, okay.
That was an excellent clap back by Becky to the teacher.
It was, but she's also creepy. Like, yo, Becky, you're 6 years old. Fucking chill.
Yeah, she did have the heart eyes of Anya's dad, which isn't her. They're not related by blood, so I mean. But she also
she's
is
6 years old.
Yeah, it was really weird because what did she ask? She asked something weird, and I can't remember exactly what she asked on there.
Oh, I mean, at one point she was talking about love, and she like took the photo and was like, "You're gonna let me keep this, right?"
Oh no, I know what I'm trying to say, and it'll come into play when we talk about 2-year eternity, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Maybe
when they were trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll know when we get there. You'll know when we know. That's pretty much all that happened in it. Anya's still dumb. Becky got it like once. Anya's dad bad. And then Yuri apparently would just eat shitty food no matter what and just constantly throw it up. Like, listen, we get she's bad at cooking. You don't have to keep showing it. Because I'm pretty sure it's like the 3rd episode in a row that they've made a reference to it. It's like, you can stop.
Yeah. It was still kind of funny, though. I've baked brownies. Are you sure you don't want any on your way out? Eats a bunch, and you hear him outside. It's like, oh, delicious.
Barf. Dude just throws up on there. Oh, my God.
Wait, yeah. There's really not. We do get to see more of the main head of like Twilight's boss. I forget what her exact name is. It's not here directly on the list.
Handler.
Oh yeah, Handler.
Handler 1. He was looking at you, 86.
Wow.
And she's also a handler. What do you want? It's just an easy name. It makes me sad. Handler 1.
The age redacted.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't
boy.
Beep. And I was looking down real quick because I had just glanced away and it like did the beep and I was like, "What is going on?" And then I see the big blank square over it. It's like, "Oh, we're doing that, huh?" She's definitely like 30. It's fine.
I mean, maybe she's just older and she's really good at hiding it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I would assume she's around the same age as Lloyd.
I did like the real spy moment for a sec when he's like, doing the whole like number thing through the mirror. It's like, oh, you got people following you. And she's like, oh, they just got so complacent. I can just walk out, do whatever I want for an hour, then go back.
Yeah.
You would think no one would be that punctual. You know what I mean? I mean,
depends on the person. If you severe OCD, just gotta get it right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who else has OCD?
Lots of people.
Me watching My Hero Academia when the fucking fat gums over there like, bottom! I don't know. Leave me alone. Hey, but My Hero Academia.
This is the judgment look.
What do you want? I'm just pointing out the best. No matter what happened in the episodes, I don't care how cool the fights were. That was probably the best thing on there because the comments under that episode specifically were the fucking funniest things. Like, God, I wish that were me.
Yeah, because they re-show that scene.
Fat Gum comes back to help in the fight, and then Mount Lady gets knocked down and almost crushes him with her bottom. But the biggest thing that happened to My Hero, so My Hero, it's going down, right? The villains are winning. There's no doubt about it. The villains are winning right now.
No, Shigaraki only destroyed A lot.
Remember that episode in Eminence and Shadow? It's like Atomic. This is basically that, but a little slower pace on there.
Yes.
No, but I'm talking about how. So Hawks is now his wings are like basically fully burnt. They made a big thing to say your wings are fully burnt. So he might not just be a top hero anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be the case because recovering from that is
he can.
He can.
Though.
We've seen it, but his wings are like fully gone. Then Dobby's trying to blame Hawks for stabbing. Was it double or twice?
Twice, yeah.
In the back. When it wasn't, it was Dobby that actually finished him off on there. So now you have our bird dude. I don't remember his name.
How do you not remember our bird dude boy?
How do you not remember bird dudes? Hey, leave your hands up. Leave your hands up. What's bird's dude's name? You're still scrolling on there.
Hands are
Listen,
up.
I'm going to say right now,
Whips out dick.
they just reintroduced like 50 characters in Bleach. They reintroduced like 50 characters in My Hero. And it, like, literally, what is it?
There's a lot.
To Your Eternity. This week is like, here's 400 characters, remember?
Yeah.
Good fucking luck remember their name.
Yeah, between all of the shows. Like, My Hero has a lot. Bleach has a lot, especially new ones.
To be fair, this week has been a week of just watch people die.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, not a lot of people died in Spy Family. I don't think anyone died last episode of Spy Family. But not only in My Hero we had a lot of deaths. We're about to talk about Bleach and then To Your Eternity. So all of them introduced a lot of characters, and all of them just killed a lot of characters right off the bat.
Yes. Look, they're trying their best because Shigaraki is definitely way more powerful. The fucker has the air burst and that one cat lady that lost her power. Her sensor abilities now.
Now, a reminder, her ability allows her to search for people in Quark specifically, and she can save it, and she saved Deku's, which really bit him in the butt now because that's how he was tracking Deku through the crowd of all the people.
Yeah.
And supposedly he has all the quirks that All For One had.
Yeah,
and now
he has the original, and All For One has a duplicate of it.
Yes. But they did point out there was a big... I haven't read ahead of My Hero at all. I know you haven't either. No. There was a big hint around the time where it said only 87% uploaded. So it can mean one of a couple things. Either A, you can't fully keep people's quirks. So I wonder over time he'll start to lose them. So he'll try and break out All For One and get the real full version. That's my guess. Because it's a whole transfer thing, right? Or over time, his total power will just constantly diminish.
Either that or he's just not as strong as he thought he was going to be at the very end of this.
Because that was a big thing. They showed us only 87% there.
I think it was only like 81.
Yeah. But they did kill like Laser Eye. They killed the number 6 hero as well. I forget.
Shield.
Yeah. Because he went to save Aizawa from being grabbed. Because basically you touch a crack, you're dead.
Dude, the guy's name was Crust.
Yeah. Now he's crusty. But he's dead. So they already killed 2 top, like bigger known heroes there. Then supposedly a lot of heroes died. I mean, you watched a lot of those heroes get caught in it.
Yeah.
Dead. A lot of top heroes were actually in that bunker. So now you got to think even Endeavor can't beat him. So who really can? Because even to point out like, oh, he wasn't using his quirk to like launch off and go that fast. That's just his raw power now because he's considered a perfect Nom.
Nomu.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that My Hero's doing right is, yes, the action is very good, but I like action with tension. And the specific scene is when they're talking about All For One and it gets brought up over the radio and suddenly you're cutting directly to Deku who realizes what's going on. He's going to come after me.
So he needs to get away from the citizens. Now you got everyone trying to protect Deku specifically.
Yeah.
And luckily, Bakugo is a real G. Even though he won't admit it, he says it's for other reasons.
Yeah. Fucking Gran Trino over there like, I'm going to save the day.
Well, the thing is, they do have that moment of like, oh my God, they're going to kill a Dragon Lady. He goes to touch her. I'm like, oh, that's it. Her arm's gone. Nothing happens. I'm like, yo, where the fuck is Aizawa? Aizawa's like...
Yeah, cuts over to him and it's like...
Literally, that bubble dude is like, I'm going to water your eyes. My guy, concentrate. It's like...
It's the heroes are working together, man. Like,
listen, if something happens to Aizawa, that would be the worst thing for the heroes in general. Because there's no way to stop his quirk otherwise then.
Yeah, and Bakugo joining Deku, because he also knows what's going on, is privy to some of that information. Now they're happening to get Endeavor in on the information, because of course Gran Trino knows. Aizawa doesn't know.
No, Aizawa knows.
Like, the whole thing?
Yeah. Aizawa knows, Deku knows, Bakugo knows, Gran Torino knows.
Man, there's getting to be a lot of people that knows.
Yeah, I think it's just a thing where he has to. But they do point out a very big thing.
And Endeavor doesn't know the specifics. He just...
Well, I haven't listened. Yeah, he just kind of can inference what's going on.
Yeah, because they basically created a private channel where it's like, he's coming after me. I'm running this way. Tell me when he changes. It's like, well, why would he do that? And then he does. And it's like, all right, well, he's after him for some reason.
That trajectory quirk's pretty cool. Yeah. But immediately just reminded me of Index. And I'm just like, it's kind of a cheap version of him. Listen, I feel like what's going to happen at one point is, I haven't read ahead. So if this happens to be the right way, I just thought of this. It'd be kind of cool. Deku's going to have to fight him. And then Endeavor's going to heat up Bakugo so he sweats a lot. Because Bakugo has that grenade thing, right? So I'm guessing they're going to set off a giant grenade. Because Dabi can still get hurt. He just heals extremely fast. Like right after it happens on there.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be a thing where he just gets knocked out. And they're just going to have to hold him hostage.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
But they just brought back in the huge dude for the fight. So it's like...
Yeah,
See, the thing is they're leaving off every episode with tension. You don't know what's going to happen next episode. You can guess what's going to happen-ish. But, I mean, it looks like the heroes were winning. Yeah, now the villains definitely have a way bigger upper hand, and no one knows.
Yeah. It's really good tension. I like tension in stuff. I like that there's stakes. It's not just like, oh, of course our characters are going to win. Which, to a certain degree, we expect that to happen. But, like, people are dying. And you're seeing the ramifications and the early onset PTSD of children watching their mentors get murdered.
Well, they make it so, like, no hero's safe now.
Mm-hmm.
Ish. I mean, to be fair, like, obviously Deku's probably going to be safe. But you don't know.
Maybe.
Well, power move would be if they just kill Endeavor right there. And it's like, yo, we lost the number 1 and the number 2 hero within 1 year.
Yeah, well, I mean, number 1, 2, and 3. Because it's not been that long since All Might. They're still doing flashbacks of when he took over. It's only been a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then Endeavor moved to 1, and Hawks moved to 2.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's...
So, I mean, unless they're going to pull out some bullshit of like, hey, we got this new healer person, they can do that. But I feel like they've prioritized too many of the students in this to where they're going to have some sort of role in it. Because, I mean, Todoroki stayed behind. There's got to be a reason. I'm guessing he'll come in at the very end and do something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know where this is going, and that's why I didn't want to read ahead, because I heard it's going to be really good this season.
Todoroki's
like, really,
going to
really
fight
good.
Dabi, and Endeavor's going to be involved.
Yo, ice. Yeah. Also, Dabi pulled a very good move of like, oh, I purposely made my last 2 shots weaker in anticipation for this shot. It's like, wow, you guys got fucking got hard.
Yeah. It makes sense, though. Like, he legitimately burns himself. That's one of the problems with his fire.
Well, yeah, nobody was purposely tricking them with that.
Well, yes, but also, it's one of those, like, weird things where it's currently a trick, but he's also super limited compared to someone like Endeavor. Otherwise, he wouldn't have all the burns on him. Like, it's very much it's eventually he's just doing damage to himself.
Yeah.
Overheats, as some would say.
He's
Because we've
extra.
seen that with Todoroki, who...
Yeah,
like,
that's why he's got
the
ice
to
as
help.
well.
Yeah.
Because Endeavor can overheat as well, but not as quickly, and it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think Endeavor's got like an atomic explosion too? Could you imagine if he
Possibly.
went like, atomic and
Yeah. I am atomic. All right, God damn it.
fuck, who else? Speaking of dead people, hey Bleach.
Lots of dead people.
Well, dude, it's not even a joke how many people are dead. I think they even start like some of these episodes again of like, dead.
1,200 dead in the first 3 minutes or some
Well,
crazy.
they said 1,000.
Yeah.
They said at least 1,000. At least 1,000. To be fair, it's a very big city and a lot of low-level people are dying. Listen, I still gotta say, my boy Kenny over there, fucking G.
Yes.
Literally, dude walks in and like this whole fight is like, oh, how are we gonna beat them? They took all of our Bankais on there, and Kenny's just like, here's 3 of your dead generals on there. Which I do like they explain like, oh, I'm giving this letter because I'm overkill, or whatever, which is like
very
lame.
cringe.
Yeah,
but
lame. I wonder how that works in Japanese though. Because
I'm not sure.
I feel like the higher the level you are, the better the letter. Because the dude that Ichigo's fighting got
but they're
J
not
for
Japanese. They're German.
jail. Oh, whatever. You know what I mean.
You mean to tell me that the Wonder Ike is Japanese?
Listen, I'm just saying shit's going to get weird when it's like my captain's, when a set of twins pop up and they're like, we're both given the letter S. And you're like, ugh.
That'd be hilarious, though.
Does that exist?
No.
Okay, good. God, that'd be so bad.
Dude, I would laugh.
German fans will be confused when an episode doesn't air for a week. And
Oops. But, yeah. Man.
listen, okay. At the end of all of it, let me just explain. Chad's missing a good chunk of his side and his forearm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how or Hime got hit, or I just missed it because I was too focused on Chad. She's bleeding, but I don't think hers was nearly as bad as Chad.
Yeah.
Ichigo's safe. Rukia was safe now.
Ichigo is trapped.
He's trapped in his jail thing from, I was given the letter jail for jailbreaker.
J for jailbreak, or yeah.
Yeah, I think it was jailbreaker and something.
It,
It was jail something on there, right?
mm-hmm.
And then Kenpachi. Listen, all I gotta say is at one point, one of the Quincy's he had to fight just mimicked him. He's like, all I had to do was just be better than myself. I'm like, yo, that's a fucking 100% Kenny answer. That was 100% that dude.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta fucking be better than yourself, man. Or what else do you want? He's ripping out people's throats.
Oh my God. He's like, the guy was talking too long, rips throat out on there. It's like, fuck. Brutal.
Yeah, and I mean, he's arrogant enough to like be standing in front of Yubak, which is the Quincy king right now, and it's like, I'm just casually killing you guys. It's whatever.
To put it in perspective, though, the boss hadn't killed Kenny right away. Kenny had actually stood a little bit of a beating, it looks like. But he definitely, I assume that guy next to the boss was kind of his second in command. He's like, I ain't talking to you, nobody. I'm talking to this guy. It's like, damn, Kenny got fucking balls.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking love that character so much.
We do get our flashback of how the head captain got his name, and it's kind of sad. Just it's one of those things that kind of sucks with Bleach. There are a lot of cool characters. Unfortunately, because there's so many characters, sometimes some of the cooler characters where it's like, man, would have been super fucking cool to see more of that. Like the vice captain of Squad 1 who died in episode 1. His Bankai, where it's like, oh, that's sick. Like,
they even mentioned it's been used once in 2,000 years. It's like, damn, dude.
yeah.
It's a long time to wait.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those moments where it's like,
Listen, it was even hilarious because head captain gets hit by it. And he's like, how dare you disrespect or whatever. It doesn't even mimic a fraction of his power and just walks off to the hit.
yeah.
I'm finally happy, though, in this show, finally, for fucking once, there's a scene where a dude acts all badass like that, and his clothes aren't just like perfectly fine like Dragon Ball. It's like, oh, okay, his clothes are actually destroyed on there.
Yes. Also, don't mess with a dude that can control fire. 'Cause your face is gonna melt off. Especially when you piss him off.
He not only melted his face, his eyes, everything. Dude just like turned into a puddle.
Yes.
Think Made in Abyss.
Oh.
Want to make you sad there?
He's
Give you a little bit of PTSD flashback.
A little bit.
Also, Yuhara, when they're fighting the first Quincy that Ichigo runs into, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude just full on blasts the dude with a gun.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, huh, pow, turns away. And I'm just like, oh.
Oh, wait. Cool. Urahara?
Yeah.
He used a finger. It's the keto. Remember they have like 99 of those like special abilities that none of these fuckers are using. There's like 9 of them that are like, one of them can literally bend time. There's like 9 of them that just aren't allowed to be used because they break the laws of physics. So
why not just use it now, go back in time and stop this whole attack from happening?
Because they're not allowed. It's
to be fair, if you go in the past to change something, then you have, just...
yeah. Look, we're gonna talk about it because one of the coolest characters right now, who is the guy who's been fighting Byakuya. His name's Nod as, A-S, and I like this character a lot, especially because part of his special ability is instilling fear in someone, and. Look, if they wanted to turn Bleach into a horror anime, they could really get away with it. Because I wasn't, I kind of was expecting because I've read it. But I wasn't expecting things to look so good with Corpse Rukia. That was pretty sick. Also, the flies encompassing Byakuya. Yes, they're CG flies, but it looked very good. It was a very big,
they actually took the time rather than just have them crawl up. They actually went over stuff. Yeah. Because, listen, I'm going to give Bleach a pass because animating all that would be very expensive for a 4-second shot on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no other way. Listen, despite going play-by-play, because to be fair, we could talk all day play-by-play what happened in Bleach on there. Listen, so Well, all we know is now what I think it was squad 2, 3, 5, 7.
Yeah, there's 4 of them that have.
Funny enough, are all prime numbers.
Lost their Bankai. I'm assuming that's where you're going.
Yeah, they all lost their Bankai has been captured by the Quincy's, and then I never knew that they could actually use it. And literally, our dude took 2 of his Bankai hits from. Squad. What is he? Is he Squad 1's captain?
Who?
No. What's his name?
Byakuya?
Yeah. What squad is he?
5.
I can. Oh,
Squad
that's right.
1 is Yamamoto.
That's right.
Head captain.
Sorry, I keep thinking sorry, but he got hit twice by his own and is still alive. Listen, in the world of Bleach, someone can lose like 99% of their blood and be missing 5 arms, and they come back and they're like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Listen, that dude that keeps getting cut up in half. I mean, come on.
Oh, look, it's whatever. But, man, Byakuya got fucked up.
Listen, the Toroshio guy, whatever his name, the one that has the big titty chick as like his vice captain.
Toshiro?
Oh, whatever. Fuck off. I don't like him at all. Every scene I see him, and I'm just like, I don't care for him at all.
He's a bro. He's the youngest out of all of them.
Listen, I got good money riding on hope he dies.
No. Because I know, like, you'll like him by the end of this. I guarantee it.
You guarantee it?
I guarantee it.
What are you willing to put on the line if you guarantee it? You watch all of Gundam?
No.
Oh, so you can't guarantee it then.
A Gundam unicorn kit.
What? Oh, you'll buy me a Gundam unicorn kit if I don't like him.
I'll buy the Gundam unicorn kit.
No, that's not how it works. You buy me the kit. You could have one of your own big Gundams on there. What? Pew, pew, pew. I know, but back to the show. It's on there. I mean, that's pretty much all that happens. Because to be fair, we are kind of going.
Renji got fucked up. Sorry, that motherfucker got punted across the.
Dude, you know when he got punted across, he fucking hits the ground, causes like a nuke level explosion, then bounces like 5 times and destroys a lot.
His sword gets basically destroyed.
Yeah.
Again, always happens. And he just randomly got his ass whooped by a fucking Macho Libre.
Dude, that's exactly what it looks like. No, what's that movie with Scarlett Johansson? There's that like Captain Communism or whatever.
Oh.
Kind of looks like him, or that's what it reminded me of. Also took that dude a long time to get back, considering how strong he's supposed to be. And they definitely did give an out of like, you could have caught his Bon Kai. It's like, oh, you're right. It's like, thank God.
Well, yeah, because he's like, well, I thought vice captains didn't have them. Like, did you not read the report?
I feel like that would definitely be like banter two people would have. It's like, you didn't fucking read it. That's on you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
God. But we got to talk about how they ended. What is it? Episode 5? No. Was it episode 5? Yeah. Literally, you have to watch the post-credit scenes every time for Bleach Town because shit happens at the end. Literally, like I said, Kenny's being held up by like the enemy leader. Whatever his name. I don't have the whole list. I'm not a diehard Bleach fan. Holding him up is like, let him down. Squad 1's captain shows up. It's like, oh, shit's about to go down. Dude's over there with a sword. Doesn't have an arm.
The motherfucker flew away in a ball of fire.
Dude, he straight up Dragon Ball Z flew over there. He's like,
yeah. And his spiritual pressure was so high that like people who were wounded or like
about
already
to
on
die.
the ground are like, all right, man, we gotta like do this. He's mad.
That's true. It was like a 4-minute thing of like, okay, we gotta do something, otherwise dude's gonna be pissed at us.
Yeah, and
People about ready to die.
Yeah, one of them, the captain's like, we can't. Not while the captain. It's the wolf. I clicked away from it.
Oh, you don't know his name?
Captain.
Oh, so you're cheating. You got all their names right in front of you.
Well, not all of their names, but there's 13 captains. Fuck you, and they've changed. God damn it, Eisen! You just had to fuck up the original cast. But he's like, look, the head captain's mad. Like you could feel his spiritual pressure. Like we have to continue to fight. And then a bunch of people stand up and it's like, yeah. And then the little girl, Quincy, name's Bambietta. She's just like, no, wait a minute. You guys were like almost dying over here. What is going on?
Fuck.
Also, she's like the best Quincy.
Why? Because she's a woman?
No, it's because she's hot.
Wow.
Part of that is because she's a woman.
Oh, wait. Can I point out something real quick before we move on? And before
She's also crazy. She fucking kicks explosions at people.
Listen, crazy hot scale. It was kind of cool when he cut it in half, had that like Naruto Rasengan moment. Listen, it basically felt like a Rasengan. I'm like, it's kind of like Naruto-ish. Listen, there was a point when I was about to say that German Quincy, they're all fucking basically German. The one that obviously looks like an Aryan race one with the mustache and all that. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, what's his weapon? Dude's got a fucking like gun.
Yeah.
Just straight up like
yeah, unfortunately.
gun. Just like, what the fuck? What?
Unfortunately, one of our big boys, one of the longest serving captains behind Yamamoto, has now lost an eye. We've got 2.
You don't know if he's lost it.
No, he's definitely lost it. Like,
wow.
they
Spoiler.
shot him in the eye.
How do you know it just wasn't a cut like on the sides? He's got to keep his eye closed. If you were shot through the eye, I mean,
he's lost the eye.
Wow. Spoiler. I'm just going to start spoiling stuff for you.
Really? Because I'm talking about the obvious. You're like,
no, it could have just been a cut.
The dude that has a big spear in his fucking chest. Nah, he totally lived from that. No, the fucker's dead.
Listen, a dude can get cut in half and come back like a season later in Bleach. If you get shot in the eye, listen, the angle from down here into the eye would have gone through the brain. Otherwise, it'd be an exit wound. So you're telling me it just went in the eye and then came out the side like that?
No, because he blocked it this way and it went sideways.
So it just could have cut right here, not in the eye. It could have just cut the side, not the actual eye, but like the side.
He's lost the eye.
Wow, spoiler.
It's
Gundam spoiler. Everyone's a Nazi in space.
Look, it's one of those weird things with Bleach where, yes, people can come back at the brink of death because they have the technology. By the way, Yamamoto missing an arm, He was just too proud. They could give him his arm back.
Oh,
he
so he
said
can get
no.
so he can get his eye back then. So
He
the eyes
could.
are gone forever.
But he currently doesn't have an eye.
You said he's not getting his eye back.
Huh? I said he doesn't have an eye.
Yeah, you're like, I'm telling you right now, he's not getting his eye.
Yeah. I mean,
So you just told me that he's never getting his eye again.
if someone chooses not to get their eye back, that's different.
Spoiler.
But like,
I could have hoped.
you're sitting here acting like, oh, he's still. No, it's just a scratch on the side. Or it's like, no, like there's too much blood for it to be a scratch because it's not here.
Nah, see, he's
it's
trying to cover
through the
himself
whole
that
fucking
he
thing.
exploded. I could have hoped they would have got his eye back.
Oh,
You're
whatever.
giving away too much information, boy.
Whatever.
Because
Literally.
now you've just shown that he's gonna live through that. Now you just proved that he's just gonna live through this.
Spoiler: all of the captains lived through this attack.
Why would you say that? There is now no tension for me to be like, oh, this captain could die.
Because there's 2 attacks.
Why do you keep saying stuff? You're just spoiling more and more and more. There is no like, oh, I'm going to get out of this because I can't be wrong. It's like you just spoiled so much of Bleach for me now.
Really?
Yeah.
I lied though.
You just told me that all the captains are going to live through this attack. Okay, cool. Now it's like, oh, now if like another captain's about to die in this attack, they're not going to die.
Really?
That's what you just said. Now you're trying to get out of it on
Yeah,
there.
but am I telling the truth or am I lying? That's the best part.
See, now he can't be wrong. He's covering himself. I know it.
For those who have seen it will know.
No one's seen it. They've read it.
Well, yeah.
To be fair, the animators have probably seen it.
Yeah.
Unless they're just over there like, no look, draw only. I gotta look the draw. No look, draw.
Yeah.
That's why it
All
took 10 years.
Move on to our last one.
No.
Yes.
Speaking of dead people.
Lots of dead people. Hey, we learned that the Rin, she's fucking dead. Because he turned into her. That was a surprise.
Who?
Rin, the blonde-haired.
Well, yeah, it's been so long.
Well, it was initially 40 years because he turned into her at the side of Tonari's. Who?
I mean, they both would have been old. I mean, Tonari was already kind of like up there in age too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, mid-50s back in the day.
Prior, in the previous episode, it was like, I don't know really if they are. And once he started going through them, because he just didn't really go
because he
and
found
cycle
out
through the newer ones.
Because he found out he couldn't turn into Tonari and then the archery dude from the original island.
Yeah.
Then he was able to turn into Tonari. And that's when he like finally realized, because then he had the book. He's like, oh shit, that was her. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, I know it's only been a year for us, but like, come on.
It's been 40 years for
Then
the
he
man.
also offhandedly turned into the owl. He's like, I don't like to turn into the owl, so he can be with. It's like, wow, fucking hits hard.
Yeah.
He'll turn into the mole constantly, though. That's his number.
Small.
So the Nicola La Tasty Peach Uralis Bochin.
Sure, man.
Listen, Tasty Peach, dude. Listen, I don't know what his thing is, but he's like, yo, I saw this mole, I grabbed it and then kissed it. It's like, what if that wasn't him? What if that was just some random, like, do you think he's constantly just grabbing them and just kissing moles? But like, don't leave me, Fushi, don't leave.
Look, you gotta do what you
Listen, that was the weirdest part of this series. Like, season 1, pretty serious with a tiny bit of funny, but pretty much an overall serious tone. This season, it's more of like a laid back, kind of funny tone. I'm like, be more serious. Now, when he was flipping...
That's what they're doing. They're getting ready to get you.
Listen, it started making me real, like, sad/depressed when he's going through everybody. He's like, all the people I love is dead. I'm like, oh, how do you respond to that?
You don't.
You know what, Fuchi? It'll be all right. So I stopped hanging out with people for 40 years because it's better if I just don't meet people. And it's like, then the first time he comes back to meet people, Tonari dies.
Oops.
Also, that little girl. This is what we were talking about earlier about little girls wanting to sleep with older guys. Literally 14-year-old, like, well, I was told by my mom if
she's 9.
9, yeah. She's like, if you sleep with someone, you can get pregnant. Like, classic anime misconception. Don't worry, I won't get pregnant because I'm not of age. And then, like, it threw me off later when, like, another version of her, like her daughter's daughter, shows up pregnant, and Fushi's like, it's like, no, don't worry, my mother had me when she was like 17. And he's like, oh. But at the same time, it's like, Fushi, what the fuck? After reading all these books, you would found the classic Kama Sutra or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Dude's always reading books in every episode. You would think he'd be a master chemist by now.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from listen, be fair, it's not the biggest time jump we had, because in season 1, from the first 30 seconds, we jumped 2 million years from a rock to moss. But that's different.
Yeah.
Compared to from season 1 to season 2, 40-year jump in episode 1. Then what was it? Episode 3, we had
3 to 4.
We had a 400-year jump.
200-year. Yeah.
It's here's my descendant. Here's my descendant. Here's the next descendant. They kept following me around, wondering if I'll have a baby with them.
Yeah.
Until finally the boy shows up, the boy version. And Fuji, listen, they definitely were trying to set something up of Fuji's I'm actually a boy. And Fuji's and it's oh, is this happening?
Well, I mean, if he's don't worry,
I'm only interested in women. Then
Yeah.
he turns into a woman. Dude's
Yeah.
a fucking simp. Hard simp.
God, I hope they don't do the weird thing.
What,
where
that they bang Fuji gets pregnant as the woman has a
Yeah,
kid?
that'd be so fucking weird, man.
But it'd be a mix of Fuji and
a knocker.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but it'd be so weird. I don't want that.
Listen, if we can jump 400 years and
200.
listen, whatever, it's a long time. I do like the comment where it's oh, do I have to walk as a woman? It's no, we're just traveling, be whatever. Turns into the dog, Joan.
Yeah.
And still has the jacket on while walking. I'm it's a nice little touch.
Stylish, my guy.
Fucking dog is more stylish than half of us in here. That was just so sad watching him go through all the characters that have died and then realizing people have died. And it's why you gotta do this to me? Tonari's on her deathbed. Show me all your friends. Does it all. Even shows her old friends, which was nice for her, I guess. It's why you gotta do with this, buddy?
Because this show loves to play with emotions. Also, Mr. Tasty Peach, little crazy himself.
How dare you? That is Sir Nicola La Tasty Peach Aurelius,
And then,
Prince to the throne.
Yeah, definitely not the next king. Motherfucker over there, oh, you're a little crazy, aren't you? Walking forward, shh, stop, go away, to himself. And it's okay. Also, I don't know about you. I hadn't watched the trailer or anything. I've only seen the promotional
They just
art.
made him look like a bad guy in the promotional picture in the trailer.
Yes. But even beyond that, they finally show him and introduce him. And right before he talks, my brain goes, I know who this voice actor is. Did that not happen for you?
No.
No? Because it's the dude that voices Roswell and a lot of the more eccentric, roles, let's say. And it was oh, yeah, that's
This is Roswell.
yeah, and ReZero?
I'm looking right now, and I'm not seeing him yet, unless I just skipped over. But continue what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'll keep
but
looking.
his voice is very, very distinct, and you can't help but be yeah, that tracks, man. I knew they were gonna fucking pick your ass. So it was just one of those all right, gotcha. That's kind of all I wanted to kind of bring up
all
about that.
the way down there.
Yeah, I mean he's been in a lot of stuff. But
Well, no, you said you thought that before he talked. Did you think that after he talked?
No, legitimately before he opened his mouth, it's I know who's going to be this voice actor. Because I haven't seen the list for any of that and really, noticed.
We have a term for that. That's called profiling, Justice, and it's wrong.
I mean...
What if they just did the
But I
power
was
move
correct.
and, gave him, a little girl's voice?
I mean, that'd be weird. It would have thrown me off, for sure, but...
Listen, all I got to say is his entire kingdom is super supportive of him. It's I've captured Fushi, and the whole kingdom's oh, yeah. The knights are yeah, good job. So it's oh, he's going places on there. I'm you guys can't be this supportive. Be, rude to him or something. Come on, dude.
No, you just got to be supportive.
The only reason why Fushi has gone with them is in the hopes that they'll join I don't remember what their whole thing is called.
The Guardians.
Yeah, that's what it is. The Guardians of the Galaxy. And defending against the Nookers or whatever.
Knockers.
And the whole thing is so Fuji's been doing this for 240 years from when he stopped, right?
Mm.
He's been slowly just hunting them where he is. And he even said, like, he traveled a lot and he could only stay for 3 days before they show up, and he was just killing them on the beach.
Mm.
They're planning something, or they got to be planning something.
Yes.
Like, my guess is halfway. What are we, like, episode 4? Not even that. I think we're only episode 3.
Yeah, 3.
So that means in another 3 episodes, you'll get kind of the climax of season. Because right now, like, look, Bleach, My Hero, Spy Family, halfway through the season, we're kind of getting to that, like, peak. Bleach right now is definitely at that, like, peak, but I feel like there's another peak.
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
over there. Oh, there's another peak over there when Chad kills everyone.
Matt, come on now. We are 5 or 6 episodes into an arc that lasts 52 episodes.
Yeah, so why would you tell me what happens later on?
I mentioned something that's definitely happening within 3 more episodes.
Now he's narrowing it down to what episode it happens. Kill me, Smalls. Kill me. I'm going to run him every Gundam show for you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's robots. Boom. Done.
Oh, God damn.
Actually, that's a lie. There's a Gundam. There is one that doesn't. Sorry, I lied to you there. I mean, not much else happened. Listen, number one, one of the best things that came out of these episodes was when he turned in the PR ran. Still has a bad back. Still old. Like, turns into it's like, oh, my back hurts and it's hard to walk.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, how come you get fucked by that? It's like,
because, I mean, you're turning into physical representations of them. So, it kind of makes sense.
yo, he needs to stop turning the Goo Goo.
Yeah.
That shit's fucked. Goo Goo was a G.
It's only fucked because it makes you sad. Also,
It is fucked. Come on, Goo Goo was a real G.
Also, look, at one point we get Fat Fushi.
Yeah, you're right. He was pretty round, I guess is the word I would use.
Mm-hmm. I think the only thing that sucks for him is because he mainly uses the boy's body, the kind of original character, so that person grows and like he'll get stronger with that, and then he'll switch over, and then he comes back and is like, back to square one. Fuck.
Yeah, that would kind of really suck.
Yeah.
There was that sad part. It was like, oh, I met a lot of people along the way that I want to be friends with, and how I had to move on. It's like, wow, that sucks, dude.
Mm-hmm. Imagine living for 200 years and never getting laid.
I mean, if you don't know about getting laid, would you? Oh, he's a wizard.
I mean, look.
Listen, if you don't have sex until the age of 40, you become a wizard.
He's
To be fair, he was almost
high
raped
mage.
at one point, so I mean that's a lot of emotional
Couple of
damage. It's true. A couple of times he did have that.
it's just,
Also, I gotta point out one thing I thought while watching these episodes. That's a lot of job security for these voice actors.
Mhm.
Yo, we need you for like 10 seconds on there. Okay, you want to pay for me to come over? Like, here's my 2-second line. Goo Goo's a lot easier though because there's no mouth movement to match.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Joan.
Yeah, the character in black, he has a ridiculous name that's not actually ever really been mentioned in the show, so I'm not gonna say it.
How do you pronounce it?
I don't even fucking know. But at one point, this motherfucker's over here like, they work, right? Wink and fucking dips when Fushi's like, what? He's like, never mind.
Yeah, your dick works. Right.
Cool, thanks, I guess.
Oh,
But
that's about all I have for this week on there.
yeah,
Thanks for watching.
join us next week when I spoil more. Apparently.
Big spoil. Listen, if we had a bigger audience, I think they'd be on my side.
Nah. Because,
100%. 100%.
I literally said no one dies. And that's clearly not the case because we've already seen a lot of people die.
No, correction. No, Captain dies. And I called you out. You're like, well, not in this fight. Then you refer to that there's a second fight and Captain's die in that. So that's a spoiler. Big spoiler for very important characters. He can't be wrong, folks.
Because I'm lying.
That's a lie in and of itself.
Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.